There's this silence between us now. Not the kind that comes after an argument or even goodbye, but the kind that grows slowly like ivy, wrapping around everything until it feels like you're living inside it. Like it's part of your breath. Part of your bones. I don't know when it started. Maybe the first time we talked, really talked. When you looked at me and didn't just see what was on the surface but something deeper. Something quiet. Something I didn't even know I was hiding. You saw through me without ever trying. Or maybe it was the way you laughed. Not loud or showy, but warm like a fire you could sit beside forever. Or maybe it was the way you listened. Not like most people do, waiting for their turn to speak, but like every word mattered. Like I mattered. But none of that means you were mine. And still, my body calls to you like you were. I used to think love was something you earned. That it came with promises, with time, with shared memories and late-night talks and slow dances in kitchens. But then there was you. And suddenly love became something else entirely. A feeling that lived more in the spaces between than in anything we actually shared. I miss you in ways I can't explain. Not because we had a history, but because I imagined one. I built whole lives with you in my head. Quiet mornings, tangled hair, laughter over burnt toast, fingers laced while walking through parking lots like we belonged together. I made up conversations we never had, arguments we never fought, apologies we never needed. I wrote endings that never happened. And somewhere along the way, those dreams became more real than anything else. How do you grieve someone who never truly left? How do you mourn someone you never even had? Sometimes I wonder if you ever felt it too. That pull, that ache, that almost love that lived like a ghost between us. Did you ever catch yourself thinking about me? Just once. Did your chest tighten when someone said my name? Did you ever lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering how things might have gone if you'd reached for me instead of stepping back? Or was it all just in my head? The thing is, you weren't a chapter. You weren't even a sentence. But somehow you're the whole story I keep rereading in my mind. The one I rewrite every time I close my eyes. The one where we meet again, older and wiser, and this time we don't let fear win. This time we say the words we were too scared to say before. This time we chase each other instead of running away. I don't want to chase you anymore. I don't want to live in the space of what ifs and almosts. I want real. I want truth. I want someone who looks at me and knows, without a doubt, that I'm theirs, and that they are mine. But still, I hope you feel it too. I whisper your name like a wish. I pray the universe is just running late. Wait. Because maybe love isn't always loud. Maybe it doesn't come with grand gestures or declarations or fireworks. Maybe sometimes it's quiet. A glance across a room. Pause in a conversation. A heartbeat that stutters when your name is mentioned. Maybe sometimes, love starts with a silence so deep it echoes. You were never mine. Not really. But somehow you still feel like home. Like coming back to a place you never actually left. Like finding peace in someone who never knew they were holding your pieces. I remember lying in bed one night, the moonlight spilling through the blinds, and thinking about you. Not in a dramatic crying kind of way, but just thinking about your smile, your voice, the way you carried yourself like you knew something the rest of the world didn't. I wondered if you ever thought of me, if I ever crossed your mind, if you ever looked up at the same sky and wondered what I was doing, what I was feeling, whether I was okay. I used to believe that people only hurt when they lose something they already had. But I've learned that pain can come from losing something you never owned. Something you only dreamed of having. And maybe that hurts the most because there's no closure, no explanation, no finality, just silence. And I hate silence, because silence makes me imagine things. It makes me write stories in my head where we meet again, where you stop pretending not to feel it, where I finally find the courage to tell you everything I've been holding inside, where we both just let go of whatever held us back before. You were never mine. But God, I've never stopped hoping you might be. And maybe that's the cruelest part. Not losing you, but never getting to have you in the first place. Sometimes I try to picture us years from now. Older, wiser. Maybe we've moved on. Maybe we've found other people. But maybe, just maybe, we still carry each other somewhere soft inside. Still remember the way our hearts beat differently when we were near. Still hold on to the memory of what could have been, not with regret, but with gratitude. Because even if we never got to be, I'll always be grateful for the way you made me feel. For the way you made me feel seen, even when we were just two people passing by each other in a crowded room. You taught me that love doesn't always need to be loud. Sometimes it's the quietest moments that change us the most. You taught me that missing someone doesn't always mean they're gone. Sometimes it just means they were never really yours to begin with. So here's to you. To the almost love that shaped me. To the silence that speaks louder than words. To the dream I kept alive long after I should have let it go. You were never mine. But somehow, you still are.